Coming up, Cash Dog Miller sniffs out some lies.
It's wages or... So have you been working in England then? I thought you came here on holiday.
In Manchester's Terminal 2, a flight has just touched down from Dubai. A man acting strangely has been intercepted by the UK border officers. Inside the suspect's bags, Gary has found flight manuals and pilot training information.
He's just looking very edgy, very nervous, but he's got all sorts of literature on planes. He says he's just an enthusiast, but he says it looks too detailed, really. It looks like confidential stuff.
So, for you to draw a flight desk simulation planes, where are you getting that information from? Internet. So everything that you've got in front of me here, you have copied from the internet.
What? The internet, yeah.
All the stuff that you have.
Yeah.
It's just something very, very strange. Yeah. So you just have a look at him when he wants to go.
I know he's looking at you.
The gentleman come through off the Dubai flight, some single traveller. He seemed nervous in the way he was entering the channels head down, sluggish walking, avoiding eye contact with me, to be honest. Basically found a lot of literature with regards to flying, flight schools, avionics of the plane, and various courses with regards to cabin crew.
As Gary digs deeper, the details become more and more incriminating.
Why have you got information about fighter planes?
Well,
combat planes, weapons.
well, these were. I was interested during the RA ones.
You were interested in what, sorry?
Joined the RA for Royal Air Force.
Okay, so you're trying to self-teach yourself by learning from the internet how to fly planes.
No, not from that. I'm just getting some information from the internet. That's all.
So you're just getting some information
The man's lack of answers is worrying Gary.
of aircraft by the looks of all this stuff.
I'm just making a book, that's all.
So you're now making a book?
No, I'm not making a book. What I'm doing is I go on these planes all the time. You can see my passport. I went to flying school in Bangladesh. The aircraft were too old.
What was the name of the flying school?
Bangladesh flying school.
Okay, how long were you at Bangladesh flying school for?
No, I wasn't there for long. I just went to see
You just told me you were at flying school.
Yeah, I went there to see the aircraft, that's all. Just to look at the stuff.
So you weren't taught anything in lessons at all?
No, I've not took any trial lessons, you know.
Well,
I'm not doing anything wrong, I'm not...
Okay, like I asked you before, are you just sort of learning to be a pilot from information you were downloading from the internet?
No. I mean...
So where's all this information?
I've made them, I've collected, no one helped me, that's all I can say.
Well, I mean, I'm no sort of aircraft specialist, but some of this seems quite sensitive. If this got in the wrong hands, it could be quite...
Gary finds a hard drive with more aircraft data.
Aircrafts.
That you've downloaded off
the
internet?
Yeah.
When did you last go to Bangladesh before this trip?
The man's odd behaviour and contradictions are increasingly alarming.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Don't remember. You said you travel all the time.
Yeah, I do, but it's a passport thing. I remember when traveling.
You're not making sense, really.
The man's answers are becoming more vague, and his story sounds stranger all the time.
When I was young, I went to college, school, I had friends, but I've lost everything. I lost my friends, mates, everything, everyone's gone.
He doesn't seem to be able to back anything up that he's talking about. All his answers are sort of wavering. He's saying one thing, but he's not really backing it up and backtracking on things, so he's not telling us the truth about something. So we're going to swab his bag, screen it for explosives.
The officers believe the man may be involved in terrorist activities, and the suspect is saying nothing to explain the documents. Gary has called in Special Branch while they await the result of the swab for explosives. On a night shift in Dover, Officers are monitoring outbound vehicles on the hunt for large amounts of cash which may be linked to crime. Ben is questioning a Polish vehicle, looking for any clues that they may have something to hide.
How much money have you brought to England with you? 3,000. And how much are you taking back to Poland now? How much money do you have left?
1,600.
Is that between all of you, yes?
No,
£1,600 each.
Ben thinks the group are telling lies.
So you each brought £3,000 to England,
Yeah.
and you all take 1,600 back with you. And it's all in £50 notes as well.
Yeah.
And where did you get the money from then?
From Polish exchange point.
And they just gave it in 50s, not in smaller. Okay, that's good. If you can bring your money and yourselves and come out the car, and then we go.
The specially trained sniffer dog will now search the Polish vehicle for cash to see if the passengers are telling the truth. As Miller and dog handler Bo search the car, Ben presses the passengers on their story.
So what have you spent your money on while you've been here in England?
Fun. Clubs and drinking and stuff like that.
Okay, and you've all got 1,600.
The car is clear. But Miller picks up a cent in one of the rucksacks.
Is there more money in that bag? No?
Just show me this bag.
The man denies having any more cash, but Miller has found an envelope which gives Ben reason to believe the group are lying to him.
So that's where money's been. Was that in this bag, is it? All right. It's wages or?
Yeah, wages.
That's had money in, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, it was.
This,
it was.
yeah,
Yeah,
so that's why the
was,
dog smells it. So have you been working in England then? I thought you came here on holiday.
Yeah, those guys before.
Who was on holiday? But not you. You work in England. So why didn't you say you work in England? Do you all work in England?
Because I'm not very
Are you sure? It's not a problem if you work in England. Just tell me if you do. You don't work in England. You're on holiday. So it's not wages that you're taking back to Poland. You sure?
Yeah.
What about yours? Is yours wages that you take home?
Yeah.
Because it 859, 803, £1,600, £1,600, 16. So do you work in England or not? Yeah, I think you work in England.
Yeah.
So why you say you don't work in England? It's not a problem now. You're Polish. You can work in England. Yeah?
Yeah, we are.
Okay. So you do work in England.
Yeah, sorry for that.
So if it hadn't been for your wage slips, you'd have been all right.
The needless lie has been uncovered.
Obviously now that Poland's in the European Union, they can work in the UK, but for whatever reason, I don't know whether they're scared to tell us the truth, they're actually working here, or whether it's just a case of they don't want to say how much money they're taking out of the country, so they've all come out with the story that they've come here on holiday, each got £1,600 left, and then they're taking it back to Poland, so it didn't really ring true. 1,600, 1,600, 1,600, okay?
It's clever really, because sometimes that happens, you know, someone lies about the amount of money they've got and then the dog will indicate on an item of paperwork that's been with their money, which is obviously why the dog indicated.
Good.
It's a barefaced lie, which officers are used to.
Sometimes we don't know why they lie, but sometimes we do find it out, and it's the smallest of reasons, really.
The passengers have done nothing illegal and are free to go. In Manchester, the officers are dealing with something potentially far more serious. They've stopped a passenger with a bag full of sensitive aircraft data. The explosive swab found no trace, but now they found evidence of multiple foreign trips paid for by someone else.
Basically, we found a lot of information about aircraft flight simulators, different magazines, different information on fuel from aircraft.
What planes are these? Small planes and commercial aircraft?
No. The Boeing planes, aircraft, the real aircraft, the
Big long
yeah.
Gary calls in Special Branch to tell them about the suspect's strange story.
My mum's boyfriend pays for it as well. Not only my dad. I've got my mum's boyfriend. He's an Englishman.
Back to the back foot.
Yeah.
In a climate of global terrorism, the officers need to be on the lookout for all suspicious behavior.
That's the cabin crew information.
I don't want the cabin crew, but you can keep me for long, because I'm not doing any work on these.
This is the list of
That's on the passport. That's on the passport.
He's flown. And does that tell him what's in his passport? 2003, 2003, he said he's took off 34 times and landed 34 times.
Gary and the UK border officers have taken the questioning as far as they can. They now hand the suspect over to Special Branch for further investigation.
Okay, do you want to get your bags and just come and have a word with us? Cheers, mate. I mean, there's nothing secret. I won't keep a secret.
Okay, no problem.
Yeah, no worries.
For Gary and the team, the strange encounter comes to an end.
I can't understand why he's doing all these trips. Just could be in his own little fantasy world.
He might be a bit of a fruitcake or a chance.
The man is led away for questioning, while the border officers wait to find out the cause of the man's strange behaviour. The man with the suspicious aircraft documents was questioned by Special Branch, but was later released without charge, and no further action taken against him.
There's an army of aliens from a far-off planet about to attack, and it's down to just Fry and Bender to face them off. And just to think, all they wanted, really, was a discount. Futurama is next.